Scott MacKay. I mentioned back in February, I was like, hey, if anybody has any kids, young adults that want to be interviewed so I can learn from them, let me know. And that's why I met Boomer. So, hey, Boomer, can you hear me okay?
Yeah, I can. Can you hear me?
Oh, man, you're loud and clear.
Awesome, A1.
Yeah, you sound really good. How are you, buddy?
I'm good. I just woke up. Mhm.
That's right. That's the schedule. I love it.
Yeah.
I love it. Where do you live, man?
Austin, Texas.
Austin, Texas.
Yeah.
How long have you lived there?
Pretty much my whole life except for like 2 months.
Ah, gotcha. Austin's a great city, man. I've heard some really good things about it.
I
Um,
like it except for the traffic.
Traffic's getting bad?
It's terrible, especially
Right.
right now, South by Southwest.
Oh, that's right. That's happening right now. So you're old enough to drive then?
Yeah, I actually took the driver's test yesterday, and I think I might get my license today after this.
Oh, congrats, man. How old are you?
17?
Fantastic. So you're excited about driving.
Not really. I don't like it.
Why not?
I mean, it just kind of sucks. It's stressful.
It is. It can be stressful. What kind of car companies? Is there any kind of cars that you like, or anything you got your eyes on?
I mean, I already have a car. It's a Mazda. But like my dream car is a Mercedes C63. That's the goal right there.
Mercedes C63. That's a coupe, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, right on.
smart
Okay.
car.
Why Mercedes versus like BMW?
I just think BMW is kind of ugly.
Yeah, makes
not
sense.
not ugly, but like Mercedes is just a little bit cooler.
Sure. Well, I mean that's the thing is like you're either usually a BMW person or a Mercedes person. It's just one of the two.
Yeah.
Right? Hey man, so tell me a little bit about do you have any experience in the market, any experience in the stock market? What's your thoughts about it?
I do not, but I want to start. I'm going to school. I'm kind of lazy, so I haven't officially done it, but I'm going to switch my major to either econ or finance. I don't know which one would help more. I don't have to pick right now, but I will. Like, I have to make like a declaration, whatever it's called, like a junior year officially. So I have
Sure.
some time to. But yeah, I want to. I just kind of spent all my money on a computer. Money right now.
Understand. Understand. What kind of computer?
I actually built it. It's a gaming computer.
Ah,
Yeah,
gotcha. Okay.
yeah.
We chatted about gaming with the last guy. I'll chat with that about you with that for sure. So you're a sophomore in high school then?
No, I should be a senior in high school, but I went to a self-paced high school and I graduated early. So I'm a
Mm.
freshman in college. It's my second semester.
Oh, nice. Okay,
Yeah,
so that's why you mentioned major. All right. So you're in
yeah,
college. That's really
yeah.
great, man.
Thank you.
On the fast path. I like it. So you mentioned you want to trade markets, but you're trying to determine between econ and finance, which one might help more, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good question. So let me ask you this. You're done with college, you go through it, you study, you get any one of the majors. Which job would you like?
I don't know. Like honestly, there's a lot of them, but yeah, it's really tough to choose, especially being 17 and having to figure out like this is what I want to do with my life. It's uh,
It
it's a
is
daunting
really,
task that I'm kind of putting off.
it is a very daunting task. That was something that I struggled with for a long time. And here's the good news for you, at least. So whatever decision you are making, I'll tell you a secret. It definitely does not impact your entire life.
Yeah,
Yeah, like if you make a decision, you go, yeah, I don't really like this major. Let me change a different major. Or you get that major and you can't really go find a job with that particular major. You can always go get another one if you need to or want to. But it is at some level going to come down to who you know and what kind of job you want.
yeah.
So let's ask that question. What job? Let's say money is no object. You and your dad have hundreds of millions of dollars, and he says, hey, you have to work, in order to get the money, in order to trade the money. What type of job would you have?
Like a traditional job or just like any job in the
Any
world.
job, yeah, anything. What would you want to do? Money's no
I
object.
want to. I want to be like a gaming YouTuber. I think that would be lots of fun. I would love to just like play video games on YouTube, Twitch, stream.
Sure. And do you do that already?
No, I don't. I just bought a computer for it, so maybe I'll do that.
Well, that's what I was about to say is, so you don't need any kind of degree in college for any one of those two things. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, the truth
But
is,
it's a really saturated market,
yep.
and I'm not that good. Like people want to watch people that are really good, and I don't have that kind of skill or dedication to have fun. Oh yeah, streaming on Twitch. That's what it would be.
Yep, you're 100% right, man. I battled with that for a long time. So I'll tell you a little bit about my experience. When I was 16, 17, I wanted to be a stand-up comedian.
Oh,
Like,
same. I had that dream for a little bit.
did you?
Yeah, I just like making people laugh.
Oh, I love
Really
it. Did
good
you
at it.
ever get on stage?
No. Oh, of course not. Oh
Okay.
no.
Well, it's scary. It is definitely scary, but that's I tried it. I did it for 2 or 3 years, maybe a little bit longer. Actually, I was like about 4 years. And what I found out is I like it, but I'm really not that good at it. So it's kind of like the video
Fun.
game you mentioning. It's like I'm reasonably funny, but I didn't put in that much time and that much effort. I thought it would just be like a um, just like a natural wit. I didn't think I had to put
Yeah.
any work into it. I didn't think I had to write jokes, punchlines, refine. Because the ones you see on TV, like a Netflix special or a comedy special, they're
Those
an
are
hour
practiced.
long. Yeah, dude, they've practiced that
Very
routine
practiced.
100 times.
Yeah.
You know, and they fine tuned exactly which word works better.
Yeah.
It's wild. The comedians who really take a lot of time, like Chris Rock or Louis C.K. or any of the other guys, they they will test different words in a sentence, to figure out which word is best, which word works, and they'll do the same exact joke 100 times with a different word at the end, figure out which one works better, and then go with that one. It's wild. So anyway, I was just kind of relating to your story because I wanted to be a comedian, thought it would be amazing, and I did it. I did go on stage. I did get paid to do it. I was just never that good.
That's awesome.
But that could be something that you, like Don's mentioning, that could be something that you tie into your Twitch if you're just a really, really funny gamer.
We'll see.
What type of games do you play?
uh, play a lot of first-person shooters, specifically. Oh, Doctor Disrespect. I love that guy. Sorry, I'm just reading chat right now.
Oh yeah,
It
sure.
pops up and it's interesting. I play a lot of first-person shooters, specifically Rainbow Six Siege. Played that for like 8 hours yesterday, like straight 8 hours, because I just bought it on PC and it was so fun.
Yeah.
Uh, Quake, yeah, my two best friends that convinced me to get a PC play that game like religiously, and I want to get it. It looks fun. So yeah, like first person shooters. Um, like my guilty pleasure is like Minecraft because it's so like calm.
Sure.
You
Yeah.
just build stuff.
Minecraft is massive, man.
Yeah, it's huge.
I cannot believe that game took off like it did.
I know, right? Like I remember being like in fifth grade, and it was like a couple kids would be like, "Yo, you craft?" And I'd be like, "No, like I just play baseball. Like, what is a craft?"
Yeah.
And then like out of nowhere, it just blew up, and that guy's a billionaire now.
Yeah. Good for him, man. That's
Yeah, I
incredible.
know.
So let me ask you this question: is there any degrees or college courses in your area, or just in any area in general, that focuses on video games or video game production or video or becoming a professional in the video game industry?
Yeah, there actually is. It's like a specific video game design. Like I don't know. It's like this whole like branch of majors, but it's mostly like computer programming,
Mm-hmm.
which I swore I would never do, and though I'd be kind of good at it. I feel like I will never ever do that because my dad did it, and it's just like it looks. I don't know. Something like put me off watching him do it every day.
Is it
Um,
software or hardware?
software, I think.
Software.
He just sat at a computer.
It is. It's a lot of coding. I mean, at some
Yeah,
point, yeah, that's the challenge with computer software programming is at some level you have to be in front of that computer for a long time to build it out. There's just no way around
yeah. And then the other part of video game design is art. I'm not good at that.
it. Okay. So there's no course that like teaches you how to become a professional gamer?
Oh, like actually playing? No, sadly not. That's
No.
just You just got to be good at it. You just got to invest too much time in those.
Sure. What about, are there any YouTube courses or Udemy courses that teach that?
um, Honestly, there's not much to teach about it. Like when you watch people on YouTube and Twitch, it seems so complicated and whatnot. But realistically, all you need is your computer, um, a face camera, or like you don't even need a face camera really. Like, but it's like preferable. People like that. So you just need like your thing to play games on, whether it be console or computer, something to stream off of, and your personality. Like
Sure.
that's it. Like it's really simple. It's shockingly simple. Anyone that's why like there's so many people like that are able to make money off of it because anybody can do it.
Well, let me ask you this question: how then do you, if I had to ask you, how would you get into a saturated market? What's your thoughts? What's your visions on if I said, all right, Boomer, what you have to do is within a year you have to create a Twitch channel and you have to get some followers and you have to stand out. What would be your deal?
See. Oh, you have to have something different, obviously. Like
Absolutely.
you can't just sit there and like do what everyone else is doing because at the end of the day, yes, you're doing exactly what a million other people are doing. You're whether it be like sitting there playing video games or like blah blah blah, like whatever. So I don't know, you just have to be like different, have a reason for people to like want to watch you.
Mm-hmm.
Some people make their like with gaming, some people make their money and their entire careers off of just yelling, like getting mad. I'm
I
not even kidding. Like,
know it's amazing.
well, yeah, you can make your living off of yelling at a computer monitor. Or like Dr. Disrespect. He's really good at the games he plays. And he has like a mustache, like this crazy mustache, and a mullet wig and sunglasses. And he plays in that. And it's just, he's hilarious. I don't know what it is. And like, you just have to have something that's like, you're either, it's like, so you need something you're known for. Like, you're really good, you're really funny, you have great editing, like blah, 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 stuff like that.
Sure, sure. And really, I mean, that's what that comes down to is you're going to have, you're going to have a niche and you're going to have branding.
Yeah. Hmm.
Um, and I will tell you an interesting secret. So I want to talk to you about the law of large numbers really quickly. Because this is what one of my mentors a long, long time ago helped me with comedy. And I just ended up not doing it, but I ended up taking that information and applying it to the stock market. So in comedy, I was okay at it, but I was okay at delivering it, but I was really good at understanding what the people in the audience want and what
Yeah.
most comedians do wrong. I was really good at understanding that. So what I had someone tell me one day is that I should create a course that teaches people how to do comedy. So have you ever seen one of those before?
Like a comedy crash course?
Yeah.
No.
They're pretty rare. They did come out with a master class. I don't know if you ever saw that advertisement on Facebook, but the guy who was
I don't
teaching,
use Facebook.
you know,
Facebook is a way of the past. I'm not even
Well,
kidding. Like I talk to my dad about this a lot because we talk about like a lot of current stuff and whatnot.
sure.
Facebook is like really does not catch the attention of my generation whatsoever.
More on that later. I got to ask
Yeah,
you about some.
for sure.
Definitely got to pick your brain. But so you know who Judd Apatow is, right?
I do not. I've heard the name, but I
Okay.
don't know.
No worries. So he's probably directed a lot of the movies that you may. I don't know if you've watched a lot of Judd Apatow movies, but he's directed a lot of like the Adam Sandler, Paul Rudd, just you're kind of like your B plus comedy movies, like The Waterboy.
Yeah, I've probably seen them.
So there's a few. Yeah. So if you look him up, Judd Apatow, he directs that, and he directs a master class, is what they call it. It's a master class on comedy, and I do have a point, I promise. So what he's doing is he's teaching people how to become comedians, and he understands what you need, how you be different. He gives people examples, and he kind of approaches it for people who want to learn how to become a comedian or writer or whatever the case is. So what I did, or what I was instructed to do, was create some type of crash course on how to be a comedian, which there's really not that many of them. Steve Harvey once said that if you need a class on learning to be a comedian, you're probably not very funny. But the problem with that is he's right. Like, you have to have a sense of humor naturally, but there is a huge instruction that can go down on how to deliver a joke, how to read the room, how to dress, how to pause, how to not to stutter, how to hold a microphone. There's a lot of nuances that goes into being on stage. So bottom line, what I end up doing is I did create a course, as you probably know by now, but I created a course on trading, just simply how to trade, what the stock market is, and how to invest properly and safely. And there's something out there called the law of large numbers. Like I said, I promise I have a point. The law of large numbers is, even though you might not think there's a lot of people that demand your particular product, there are, let's say, 7 billion people in the world, approximately. And mathematics show that at least 1% of the world will be interested in whatever it is that you're talking about.
It's a lot of people.
Exactly. My man, you got it. So if just 1% of the world, I mean, that is a small number. 1% of the world is always interested in whatever it is that you're talking about. It doesn't matter what it is. Someone somewhere is interested in what you're talking about. It could be knitting, knitting a chalkboard, or drawing something, or clay molding, or car racing, video gaming, computer building. It's anything. So 1% of 7 billion is a huge number.
Yeah.
You know how big it is?
7 with a lot of zeros.
That's right, my man. 7 with a lot of zeros. 70 million, in fact. 70 million. So now, that's only the people who are interested in your product. Let's talk about then if only 1% of that number even gets to your website, even sees what you're doing, even has an idea that you exist. That is also a large number. That is 700,000 people. So if 1% of 1% see your course, or your product, or your image, or your website, or your face, or your name, or your YouTube channel, that's a lot of people, 700,000. And then from, let's say, out of that 1%, only 1% of those people ever buy whatever it is that you're trying to offer them. Just 1%. That's 7,000 people. And if you charge $9 for whatever it is in the world that you're trying to produce, $9 times 7,000 is 63 grand.
Jeez.
All right. So what that means is the opportunity to create any product, any image, any course, anything that you're looking at, you could potentially generate 63 grand, which is a year's salary, just trying to get 1% of 1% of 1% of the world that cares about whatever it is that you're looking at. And
well, that sounds a lot better that way.
Sounds a lot better that way, right? But the cool part is, man, this is actually how you can make a lot of money online, is by creating some form of information, because you might not think that there's a lot of people out there. But what if I'm wrong on this number? What if it's actually more? What if instead of 1%, you get 2%? Or 1.5%, or 1.3%? Then you've almost doubled your 63,000 potential revenue. And then again, at the same time, what if you make more? What if you charge more than $9? What if you charge $19? What if you charge $19 and you get 2%, which is 14,000 people, and you have 14,000 people pay you $9 grand or $9?
That sounds a lot.
That's 126,000. Yeah,
sounds doable, actually.
Sounds doable. So what I'm trying to get at is, if you are a comedian, that usually means that you like being in front of people, you like talking. That's a bonus. So from there, if you know something, and I don't mean to be rude, but what I want to tell you is, you just told me a good business plan without even knowing it.
Awesome.
What I mean by that is you said, hey man, it's really easy to create a Twitch channel. This is all you need to do. But I didn't know that. And so what you did is, you just created value for yourself. You gave me information that I was unaware of. And there are people all around the world who would love for their children or their kids to have an idea of, if they love video games, and obviously video games are the future, regardless if people accept it or not. There's going to be more virtual reality, more augmented reality, more people playing video games in the next 10 years than ever before. That's just where it's going. Like, you think the amount of people who watch Twitch now has surpassed the amount of people who watched the World Cup.
No.
Yeah, dude.
What?
Yep.
The World Cup is like #1. It's champion. Like,
I know.
It's just a fact.
I know. And so the amount of people who watch Twitch throughout a given year are more than people who've done that. So so what I'm saying is it's growing massively. And so video games are, without question, the future. Or it's going to be or it's going to be the at least a huge market for entertainment for people, right? So what I'm getting at is you could create a course. Now the hard part is obviously how do you create a course and where do you create it? I'll give you a site that you can at least poke around on. It's called Udemy, or you can pronounce it Udemy or something like that. Udemy is a course where you can. It's supposed to be U Academy. Is like the it's the we'll play on words. So Udemy, and what there's like 300,000 courses on this website. 300. There's so many courses about anything you want. So there's probably already one of those courses out there, but you could just be another one. That's like saying that just because it's saturated doesn't mean you can't make money off of it. That is a fallacy, massively, man. But that's like saying just because there's a lot of people who do the stock market, I'm not going to make any money trading the stock market. I mean, that's honestly, the more people, the better. You want a lot of people in the market because that means there's a demand for it. So you go to Udemy or YouTube or both, and you create a course teaching people how to do that. You could do that for pennies on the dollar or free. It's just going to cost a little bit of time, like you mentioned, editing, videos, a little bit of work and thought's going to go into it. But if you create a course on Udemy for like $11 and then you get the law of large numbers behind you, you're going to get some sales. And if you get some sales, you're going to get some money coming in. If you get money coming in, things become easier, right? Mm-hmm. So consider that going forward as you go into as you go in and start choosing your college career, because I did want to kind of answer that question. As far as econ or finance, econ is you've learned in high school all that you need to learn about economics, more than likely. Yeah, unless you want to be a professor, a teacher, or a writer in some kind of newspaper, you probably don't want an econ degree. You probably want to go down finance. Now, Financial Road is the same path that I went down. They will not teach you how to make money.
What? Isn't that the point of finance?
Yes, it is the point, but they're not going to teach you how to make money. They're not going to teach you how to invest in the stock market.
What are they supposed to teach you?
They teach you mortgage amortizations, coupon yield rates. They teach you about bonds. They teach you about managerial economics. They teach you a lot of accounting. They teach you how to read 10K reports. They teach you the underlying financials of things. Like how much is a lot of money and how do you tell that a company has a lot of money and how to read their balance sheet.
So that's useful.
It absolutely can be useful. Yeah. It's the right path, right? It's like, what do you want to accomplish? What do you want to do? So for you mentioned that you want to do a Twitch streaming channel and you want to make a lot of money. My question to you is, if you're going to have a path that you go down, you can always figure out a way to do both to some extent, right? So you get your finance degree and at the same time you're creating some type of gaming course, whatever that might be, and you do both. And while you're at the end of the finance degree, you have a degree, you have something to fall back on, you can go get a job. All of my buddies who are in a finance degree, every single one of them, they are either sales, they're in sales now, or they work for a bank, or they as like in a banking field, like they do mortgages or they do lending or something of that nature. Or they work for some type of financial company like a bank or a stock trader or whatever, and they just do a lot of writing, right? So they take their reports, they read the reports, and they write down what they've read. So TPS reports. Have you ever watched a movie called Office Space?
No, I haven't.
Okay. So if you do that one thing for me,
That's the one where they break the printer, right?
that's when they break the printer. Yeah.
Yep.
Check out Office Space. You will like it, even though it's an older movie. It's very funny. You'll like it a lot. And then make sure to kind of start brainstorming, creating a course on either Udemy or YouTube or something. Like take your knowledge and put it out there to the world and figure out a way to make money with it. But bottom line, I'm never going to talk anyone out of going to college. All I'm going to say is make sure that you know what brings you happiness, what brings you a lot of joy, and start going down that path and try
But
to
the
figure
happiness factor is a lot more than like anything else, honestly.
out, dude, that is wise words, my friend.
Yeah,
Wise words.
happiness factor is definitely like
Happiness factor is massive because there's a lot of people out there in the world who have a lot of money. They went down, they try to create money because they want to be happy, but they're doing something they don't want to do. So they do something they don't want to do, they're not going to be happy.
yeah.
Let me give you one more example, then I'm going to ask you about social media, okay? And just kind of the video game future. So I had a client that I was working with. She lives in California, and she wanted to learn how to trade the stock market, which is great, right? Why not? You can make a lot of money trading the stock market. But I was asking her, I was like, okay, she was obviously struggling because she reached out to me. She wanted to pay me for coaching, and so she wanted to know what she was missing, right? What part of trading was she not getting? What part of investing was she not properly understanding? And so I asked her, I was like, okay, so I asked her the exact same question I asked you. If you have all the money in the world and you trade successfully, what do you go do? And what she said is she wanted to go to Italy. So she lived in California at the time.
Yeah.
She wanted to live in Italy, and she wanted to open up her own vineyard.
That sounds sweet.
Does sound sweet, right? I mean, I was like,
Yeah.
that's a really good dream. I like it. So I was like, here's what you need to do. So rather than making money to then go do this, skip this step and go do this.
But how would you get the capital for that?
Great question.
Because
So
like, okay, this is kind of relevant. I don't really like want I really think that no job in the world would make me happy, right? Like there are jobs that I could do that I would be happy with, but no job would make me happy. Like I really don't think there's a single job in the world that like some people like the fact that they are something like a lawyer, doctor, whatever, like, that makes them happy. There's no job in the world that would just by itself would satisfy me. I want a job that will provide enough money for me to do whatever I want, whether that be like quit and go travel. Well, I have enough money to go do that. You know what I mean? That makes sense.
oh, hold on really quick. Let me prove to you how that makes sense. Ladies and gentlemen, type in a one if everything he said just made sense. There's gonna be a lot of ones about to come in, buddy. Because here's the deal. That's life 101 in a nutshell. All right, that's what every single adult on the planet Earth struggles with on a
Awesome.
day-to-day basis.
Not crazy.
Not crazy, man. You are perfect. Because here's the thing: everyone wants more capital, and they want to figure out how to make more capital. That is the number one question that most people ask in any given day. So what I'm going to do for you is I'm going to provide for you a formula and that is worth more than college, worth more than anything else you've ever experienced in your life. If you want more money, I will give you the formula to get more money. Here's the thing. Capital equals value. All right. And I'm going to explain what that means in just a second. So if you want more capital, there is only one way to get more capital. Only one. It's a one-to-one correlation. If you want more capital, you have to increase your value. Now, what does that mean? So if people want to get a job, a non-satisfying job or a satisfying job, they're providing value to the company that they're working for, right?
Mm-hmm.
Meaning they show up to work, and if they're a doctor, they do what doctors do. If they're a lawyer, they do what lawyers do. If they're a policeman, if they're a chiropractor, if they do anything, they show up to that particular place and they provide that company value. And that company makes capital, right? Because if they show up and they do their job, so let's say I say, Boomer, hey man, go sell Mercedes cars, right? And
Yeah.
you go sell Mercedes cars. Let me ask you a question. The more cars you sell, do you make more money, yes or no?
I'm pretty sure car salesmen
Absolutely.
are
Absolutely.
competition.
Now, but the question is, if you sell more cars, who makes more money? You or the car company that you're selling?
Definitely the car company.
Bingo. That's it, my man. So that, but what's happening is your value went up to the company. And that's why you make more money, is because you sold more cars. Now, even though the company made more money than you made more money because you sold more cars. You provided a greater value.
Mhm.
So the best way to make a lot of money is to simply increase your value in any field that you want. It doesn't matter. Value can be a large list of things. It could be knowledge, right? It can be passion. It can be excitement. It can be the ability to learn. It could be the ability to work. I know you can't see that right now, but it can be the ability to work. It can be helping you work out, get in better shape, right? It could help you get a girlfriend. It could be help you get a job. Value is everywhere. So that's how people create value. So I'm gonna give you an example. Uber, right? What does Uber do?
The taxi service.
Do they own any cars?
Wow.
So you're telling me that Uber is the biggest taxi service in the world without owning any cars?
Yeah, that if you think about it that way, yeah, that's exactly what they are.
Yeah, dude, you nailed it. That's exactly right. Now, all they did is they created value. And what did they do? They got more capital. Remember, they didn't create a taxi service. They created a way that made it easier for people to get a ride. That's all they did. They created an app. That's all they did, man. They created an application that helps create value. And through that, they make money. So talking about social media, for example, Instagram. Is that what the one? Is that the one you like?
Yeah, I like Instagram and Snapchat. That's about it.
Okay. So let's talk about Insta for a second. So you have Instagram. What exactly, Boomer, does Instagram do?
Uh, it's just like you post a picture and or a collection of pictures or a video, and you can put a caption on it. It's really simple.
How
And
does
then
Instagram?
you can like DM each other memes. That's what I like about it.
How does Instagram make money?
Pretty sure they have like advertisements, and I don't know, Facebook bought them, so there's a lot of money there.
Yep, Facebook. But why would Facebook pay money for Instagram? They have to have some kind of value, right?
Because like with Instagram, it's I talk about this with my dad and friends too. It's like instant gratification of like I know what this person did, or like like the phrase like pictures have 1,000 words and whatnot. You can only tell me how cool your trip to France was on Facebook, but on Instagram you can post a picture about it with and I can get more than like exponentially more than what I would from reading your Facebook post about it. It's a lot quicker. Like my
Mm-hmm.
generation, it's like everything is so fast. On
Mm-hmm.
Facebook, it's like it feels really slow. Like I have to read it, and I can't really like obtain the knowledge. Like I can't not I don't know. Like I can't just like instantly see a picture and understand like what you did, how it was, blah blah blah. On
Sure.
Instagram, it's so quick. You can go through like 100 posts in 5 minutes.
My man. So you just nailed why they call themselves Instagram.
Is that actually
Instant.
why they call themselves Instagram?
Correct. Yeah.
Did
Well,
not
not
know
this,
that.
this is not why, but this is
Oh,
what it
but
is.
yeah.
Yeah, this is what it is. Instant. It's instant. It's instant gratification. You have a gram as obviously it's a picture. It's like a photogram. So in an instant, in an absolute quick amount of time, you can go through and you can get a lot of information. Now, here's why they're valuable. Why they're valuable and why they have a lot of capital is because they got a lot of people to one central location.
Yeah, that's true. Everyone has Instagram now.
Correct. And I'll tell you one thing that no other college will also tell you. So this is the second formula for you that you can use for the rest of your life. If you, I'm going to put this in big letters. If you, Boomer, can get a lot of people into one location, you can make a lot of money.
Yeah, that's really true.
That's simple, man. So I'll put it this way. If you came to me and said, hey, Jeremy, I have organized I don't know, I've organized a party of 3,000 people that want to learn how to trade the stock market, and we need one presenter to show up, and the price ticket for that is $50,000. You know how many offers you would get?
Really?
Absolutely, hands down. Because I know the law of large numbers. If I go, okay, this is going to cost 50 grand for me to pay to do a presentation in front of 3,000 people, and if I can sell 10% of that room, which I can, that'll be 300. That'll be 300 people who will buy my product, right?
Yeah.
And so if I can do that, and I can do this will be a crazy number for you, but if I can take $50,000 and I can sell a $166 item, I have paid my $50,000 back.
Yeah.
But if I can do, instead of 166, let's say I do 295. Hey guys, come buy this new course. It'll teach you how to do whatever. And you take that $300 people times 295. That's 88 grand, my brother. 88,500. So I received 88,000 for being there. I spent 50,000. I made $30,000 in the day. I'll do that every weekend. So what I'm getting at is that's what Instagram. That's why they make money, is because instead of having a room of 50,000 people, or I'm sorry, 3,000 people, they have like a billion.
Yeah.
Right? They got a billion people into one spot. So between WhatsApp, Instagram, and Facebook, you're looking at a network of about 70% of the entire world.
What?
Yep.
That's insane.
That's insane. 70% of the world is on one of those three, WhatsApp, Facebook, and Instagram. And Facebook owns all three.
Wow.
So even though Facebook is old, or the website itself is for older people, which I agree with 100%, by the way. That was a great stock to probably own, wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, because if you like Instagram and you use Instagram, and by the way, sorry to tangent really quick, but let's say you did create a gaming course and teach people how to make money on Twitch. What platform would you sell that course on?
I don't know.
Instagram.
Yeah, like instant. It's a lot. Yeah,
Advertise it on Instagram.
it's Facebook advertisements, and
Yeah, Facebook advertisements are a little bit for older people. You're absolutely right. So you do it on Instagram and go, hey, swipe up to learn how to make $500 a week just playing video games in your living room.
Yeah.
Dude, you can make $1 million by the time you're 20.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
It's a great idea. So the difference between the idea that you have and the people who make the money is the people who actually do it. That's the difference. So when you said, how do I get the capital, right? You create value. Now, all the things I'm telling you right now took me about 10 years to figure out. So the other really important way is, if you want to make the money to do things, is go get a mentor. Go get someone who can teach you the steps, teach you the process. At 17, if I had known that all I had to do was just go ask an older person very specific questions about how to grow, and knowing that they would all teach me, all tell me the answers, I would have done it like a madman. Because what I did is I did go to college and I did get a finance degree, kind of. I got a business degree, but I started with finance because I wanted to learn how to trade the stock market. Had I just asked people who trade the stock market, how do you make money trading the stock market, I could have not gone to college. And would that have been a bad decision or a good decision? It is what it is. It's already happened. It can't go back in time. But I loved the college experience. I would absolutely say college is a fantastic way to meet people and to network and to learn and to grow and to have new experiences and to make new friends and, whole procedure. of college. But I would also suggest start figuring out if you personally right now in your heart of hearts don't think any job is going to satisfy you, then start looking for what would really make you happy and just going down that path, whatever that path is. Because I promise you, one of the things that I do for a living is help people find out that path and simply go down it.
Uh-huh.
So the girl I was talking about, the lady who lived in California who went to Italy. So here's the thing. How much money does it cost to go to Italy? Not that much. It's like $2,000 for a plane ticket. Now you have to live over there, right? And she had to get a working visa and all kinds of stuff. So I mean, that's going to cost a bit of money. But for, let's just say $4,000 total, you could go to Italy right now and live there for a month.
Yeah.
That's food, drinks, plane ticket, there and back, everything, $4,000.
It's a really nice month in Italy too.
Yeah, exactly. It's a pretty nice month in Italy. So $4,000. I mean, so what I'm saying is a lot of people go, "Oh, that's so much money." I'm like, 4,000 is not that much. I mean, you can make 4,000 in the next year, no problem, just working for your dad or something.
Yeah.
So 4,000 is easily doable. So anyway, what happened is she did get over there. I just said, "Hey, do this," and obviously you can't just go and start a vineyard, right? That's the thing. Without a vineyard, like you mentioned, you have to have capital. But capital is the least important process of starting a vineyard. You have to know how to make wine, right?
Yeah.
If you have $1 billion, but you don't know how to make a vineyard, your vineyard is probably not going to do very well if you don't know how to make wine. So what she did, and I don't know how to spell this, but she became a sommelier. Do you know what that is?
No.
So she's a sommelier in a 4-star restaurant. A sommelier is someone who knows a lot about wine.
Oh yeah. The person that when you ask for wine, they come up to your table.
Yep. She's a rich, but she's in Italy, like at a 2 Michelin star restaurant. And what she's doing is she's starting to learn about wine. So what she's doing is she's increasing her value. And her next step, so I chat with her actually sometime next week. Her next step is to go interview a few people, mentor, work with people that have a vineyard, and figure out what's next. Because soon, by the end of this year, she's going to go work on a vineyard in Italy, in one of the most beautiful countries in the world. She's going to go work on a vineyard. So how close is she to her ultimate goal?
Pretty close.
She's pretty close, brother. She's pretty close. And that's the thing is, a lot of people will say you can be anything you want in life, which is a true statement. However, you also have to know the path on how to get there. And it's never an easy one as far as how much time and how much work it's going to take. But it actually is very simple once you accept that you're cool with that final destination.
Yeah.
That's the hard part, man. That's what most adults fail to realize at even an old age, is they can do whatever they want. They just have to accept the consequences of doing whatever they want, which is usually a lot of hard work, a lot of time, and a lot of uncertainty. Not knowing where your next paycheck's going to come from, not knowing who your next client's going to be, living in that world is pretty wild. So anyway, any questions on that?
No, that sounds pretty clear to me.
All right, dude, right on. Well, let me ask this question. So I had before I did this, I asked some of my clients that if they wanted to ask you some specific questions. So I have 3 questions that someone asked me to ask you.
Right.
Who do you listen to on a day-to-day basis? Like, who's your current role models in life?
On a very realistic, small scale, take with a semi grain of salt, Ty Lopez.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. No. See, here's the thing, man. Remember, you don't have to know the person like physically or in person to be a mentor.
He's just like he's come under a lot of like controversy because like some of his like stuff sounds like a scam in a sense. And I don't know, like did you see the Here in My Garage video?
Oh, of course.
Yeah, exactly, right? What was he advertising? A get rich quick class. And we all know get rich quick is too good to be true. But it's kind of funny how I started all this. I have friends from Puerto Rico, like my best friends from Puerto Rico. Never met the guy in my life, but we play video games every night. We talk all day. Age of the internet type thing.
Sure.
So, so he's like, he wants to do business and whatnot, and like he's like, yo, Ty Lopez is awesome, and it's fun. Ty Lopez doesn't have a Wikipedia page for some reason.
Yeah, he does. I just pulled it
um,
up.
so yeah, see Ty Lopez exposed, but yeah. So my friend was like, yo, Ty Lopez is awesome, and I was like, no, this guy's a scam. Like, there's no way. So my friend just told me to add him on Snapchat because you can like add celebrities and like look at their life. And I watch his stuff probably every single day. I don't know. There's just something about him that's like pretty like all right. If I just skip the ones where he's advertising his classes and his
Sure.
business, like if you just listen to what he has to say about like life and whatnot, it's pretty solid advice, honestly.
Dude, I couldn't agree with you more. Here's the thing. You're going to run into people like Ty Lopez for the rest of your life, forever and ever and ever and ever. And obviously knowing one person from another, are they a scam, are they not a scam, that type of thing. Here's the deal. Ty Lopez is he's a very, very good marketer, and he makes money marketing. That's his value,
Yeah.
right? That's his value. And he knows how to make money marketing. So what you want to do is at some point, what has to happen in a lot of these, it's called a funnel, is if you're on your Snapchat and you're in his funnel, a funnel is just a marketing stream, and you're going to continue to get his advertisements. I would say this, take one of his cheaper classes.
Really.
Absolutely.
All right.
Because only one of two things are going to happen. I can promise. Well, let's say one of three things. Only one of three things are going to happen. Number one, you will have to say no to an upsell. So go ahead and be prepared for that.
What does that mean?
An upsell is when you purchase a product, one of his classes, I think it's like $129 or $19.
Yeah.
You get into the door for free. You get like an ebook or an audio book. And it's pretty good information. Then an upsell, the next one, he's going to say, hey, Boomer, you're doing great, man, but you're not quite there yet.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Say no to spending more money.
They know to spend more money, exactly. In the marketing world, we call that an upsell.
Okay.
So what I would say is get the first whatever he's offering, and he does offer 2 or 3 really good books. You've probably also heard of ClickFunnels and Robert Brunson, right?
No.
Okay, well, I'll say if you've heard of Ty, he actually works for Robert. That's his.
Oh, that's his mentor. Yeah.
That's his mentor. Yep.
Yeah.
So the guy's name is Robert Brunson, and he does the exact same thing, but he just pitches something else. So there are a lot of good ideas out there, because what this guy does, what Ty Lopez does, man, is I will say one thing about Ty, hands down, he reads a lot.
Yeah, he buys books all the time, all day, every day.
And he reads them.
Yeah.
Right? That's the thing. He reads them. And so what he does is he reads books, and reading books does what? Gives you value. Exactly. It gives you knowledge.
Knowledge.
Knowledge is value. Dude, you're 100% correct. Gets you a lot of knowledge. So as he's reading these books, he starts getting more knowledgeable. And what he does after reading 100 books, this is one of his formulas, by the way. He reads 100 books, and then everything he learned in those books, he creates a course from that knowledge, and then he sells it. That's all he does, so that you know how he makes his money. That's literally what Ty Lopez does. Is he reads 100 books, he creates a course on what he learned through those 100 books, and then he sells it.
That's smart.
Very smart. Why not? He goes, hey guys, I can help you consolidate 75 hours worth of information into 3 courses. Take it and dude, I could name 1,000 people like this, because this is all I do, by the way. So I help people just like this, but they're smaller. Usually they're not in Ty Lopez's area. I've paid for Ty Lopez's stuff. I've paid for Russell Brunson's stuff. I've done Tony Robbins. I've done I'm trying to think of the other guy who's really popular, Jason Capital. I've done a lot of them. And really what I do is, as I mentioned, you're gonna have 3 experiences. Number one, you're gonna have to say no to an upsell or to spend more money, because why not? But you will learn something. That'll occur. What will you learn is going to be kind of up to the person you pay for, and how much you really pay attention to it. But you might learn to not go with this person and that they're full of garbage. You're going to learn that a lot. But it's really good to know cheaply if this person's not worth being in your life rather than not. But you're going to learn something. And you're going to learn some kind of takeaway. And that's usually pretty helpful. And then they're going to start emailing you. And pay very close attention to the emails, because when they email you, That right there, my friend, is how a lot of people make money. Is they email certain things and then those people will buy it. That email is, and this is going to really bring me to the kind of the point of all of it. The email game is, if you're going to get online, this is how you're going to succeed. I'll give you a metric, Boomer, that you can take with you. Again, last formula for the day. There's two metrics that you can use for the rest of your life. If you have $100,000 in capital, you should never have to work for anyone else a day in your life, ever again.
Yeah.
Secondly, if you have 10,000 contacts, names, and emails, you should never have to work a day in your life for anyone else again, ever. Now, if you have both, it's even better. But one of those two things is really is the metric to never having to work for anyone else again. Now, there's a lot of people who have $100,000, but again, they don't have, as you just mentioned, the knowledge on what to do with it. They don't know how to trade it. They don't know how to grow it. They don't know how to build a business. They don't know how to build an online business, a real physical business, They don't know what to do with it to take that $100,000. So my biggest piece of advice is find out what books Tai Lopez reads and read every one of them. Read one a day. Only if you want to make a lot of money. If you don't want to make a lot of money, don't read them. But if you want to make a lot of money, if you want to work for yourself, if you want to have your own video game channel, if you want to have your own Twitch streaming service, if you want to make just a substantial amount of money, try to read a book a week. A book a day is even better. Simple as that. Find out here's how quick you can do it too. Ready? Which books does Tai Lopez read? And we're going to get 2 or 3 different lists. Which probably do. The images. Recommended books, Tai Lopez. Here you go.
Wow.
Boom. Evolutionary Psychology, Managing Oneself, Dale Carnegie. I mean, dude, this is a classic. I read this when I was 7. How to Win Friends. My dad paid me $20 to read that. Yeah, because at the time he was like, hey, spend a little bit of money he said he'll pay me $20 for every book I read. But this one, man, I mean, this is a classic. Dale Carnegie, one of the richest people in the world. Let's see, which ones of these are really good?
Sigmund Freud.
That's very interesting.
That's weirdo.
Let's see, and so you have Ty's reviews on all these. So this is his top ones. Now let me go to look how many courses he has.
Oh yeah, he does everything now, like Bitcoins, real estate, everything.
Does all of it, dude. Does all of it. I'm gonna go to books, recommended books. So this is the same one I just clicked on. So anyway, this is a list. So I would say start with this list. Now again, you might think is like, what am I going to learn about if I read The Story of the Human Body by Daniel Lieberman? I've never read this book, but when I see a book, I see a free $100 bill. Start thinking about a book like that every single time. Start thinking if you see a book and it's only $20, you're making an incredible return on your investment because every book ever to me is worth at least $100. Meaning you're probably going to read the entire thing, man, the entire book, and you're going to get just one thing that you're going to go, wow, that is really cool. And that might come up in conversation, right? Maybe someone is hiring you and they go, Boomer, what's your biggest weakness? And then you bring up some type of random fact that you learned from this book right here. And you're going to say, well, I was reading The Story of the Human Body by Daniel Lieberman like 3 or 4 months ago, and I learned my biggest weakness is actually my overcompensation for XYZ. And they're going to go, wow, right? And boom, you got one foot in the door with a response like that. So anyway, dude, I like Tai Lopez is all I'm getting at. He is legit. He knows a lot of stuff. He sells knowledge. That's what he does. He sells knowledge. But I sell knowledge. So, knowledge is power, man. Knowledge is power. Here's another question. So I talked about value. And if you want more capital, just increase your value. What are things that you do value?
It's like fun time, like time spent on doing fun stuff. That is probably like number 1 or number 2.
Sure, being happy, being joyful, right?
Yeah, like that's probably like number one. Honestly, I spend a lot of time just doing whatever I want, like to be happy or have fun.
Absolutely. So how do you then increase your value?
Uh,
'Cause if you want to make more money, how do you increase your value?
like, are you asking me?
Yep.
Like making money off of the stuff I value, I guess.
Absolutely. And the more money you make, right, or the more value the more valuable you become, the more money you will make. So from right now going forward, how do you increase your value as Boomer MacKay?
Uh, I don't know. You could share with people. A lot of people like to share what they do and whatnot and all that.
Absolutely. Hey, there you go, man. That's
So instead of just like doing what I do and not talking about it or sharing it, I'm sure there are lots of people who would want to be like just know more whatever I do, but not talk to people.
bingo. Bingo. That's
Yeah,
huge, man. That's a big takeaway. Yeah. Start opening up, like you mentioned, start sharing, telling more people. That's creating value. That's increasing your value. Um, I'm going to tell you a really, you don't have to take me up on this, but I'm going to give you one really wild challenge. I'm going to give you one wild challenge. And what I will say is there's going to be no negative consequences on this. It'll only be positive, but it just simply determines on how bad do you really want whatever it is you want. And if you don't do it this year, next year, do it at some point in your life. Um, Go to I don't know the exact term that I'm trying to use, but go to like a retirement home. Do you know the ones I'm talking about?
yeah.
So go to a retirement home and teach someone there about video games.
All right.
Have you seen Video Game Grandma?
No, what is that? It's just an old lady.
Who
Oh, I
just
think she was on the news or something, like a Twitch streamer or something like that, or YouTube.
was
Yeah.
grandma. She just slays noobs, dude. Video Game Grandma. Let's see. This is her right here. Gamer grandmother or whatever it is. So the reason I'm bringing this up, um, she's not necessarily like good. She mentions that in her video, but I would challenge you with that because if what's going to happen is if you teach them something, you know what's going to happen is they're going to teach you something. It's an
Yeah.
easy give and take. And I know initially it's going to sound boring, but what's going to happen is you mentioned, and you do this a lot during this interview. So I just want to say thank you so much, by the way. But you mentioned share. Did you know that a lot of people are afraid to share with themselves and share their ideas and their thoughts with other people because they think they're going to get turned down and they're going to sound stupid, or they
Yeah,
think
definitely. I feel that one a lot.
yeah, dude. So I mean, so do I. I was for the longest time. I was really terrified of just being an open book and just sharing with people because I thought people would look down on me, or that they think I was dumb, or that my ideas were stupid, or I wasn't smart enough, I wasn't good enough, whatever the case is. But when you share knowledge, or like I mentioned, passion, or ideas, or information, that 100% increases your value every time you do it. So let's say if your value, let's just give your value a metric. Let's say your metric is 2. And in order to make $1,000,000, your metrics has to become 1,000,000. Okay, just random numbers. If I mention that your value doubles every time you share something, it will be a very quick route to getting to 1,000,000. But what
Yeah.
has to happen is you do have to share it in a way that impacts other people in a positive manner. So that's my challenge for you. If you want to do that, it could be someone that you know, it could be someone that you don't know. You can just bust up into any retirement home and you'll be welcomed with open arms.
They'll let me in there.
They'll just let you in. You can talk to anybody and say, "Hey, I'm just here to just to chat with anyone who's here about video games." And then you can explain to them because they have a lot. People who are retired have a lot of time on their hands.
Yeah, I'm sure.
They want to do something, and it could be video games, it could be the stock market, it could be whatever. But just because they're old doesn't mean they don't like what you like. And here's what's even crazier. You ready for this? The chances that you run into someone that will pay you to teach them what you know is boundless. I mean, it's 100% chance that you run into someone who will pay you for your knowledge because they want to learn how to play video games. 100% chance.
Well, retired people got a lot of time and money.
They do. They do indeed. And so, but the thing is, what you got to understand is that is valuable to them. So people don't mind paying money for value, right? Remember that. It's not that they're losing money by giving you their money. It's not like they're just missing out on money. They're receiving value from you. They're receiving energy. They're receiving a companion. They're receiving someone that is young, energetic, and has fresh ideas and know things, and that's valuable to them. But what's valuable to you, man, I promise you this, just telling you this from the bottom of my heart, even though we never met. You are going to not only receive potential monetary rewards, or you're going to really enjoy your time. You're going to feel like you're just on top of the world. They're going to give you, just in conversation, some kind of information that will be priceless. They're going to tell you just a drop of information, like me today, telling you that if you want more capital, increase your value. I learned that from a very old man. Right. And it just made sense to me. And we told me, it's like, you want to make more money. Money is the easiest resource to come by. Most people think it's the hardest, but money is easy, man. You add more value, you will immediately get more money. It's an exact formula. Happens every time.
Yeah, makes sense.
So you want more money, bro? Go add more value to the world.
Makes it sound a lot more simple.
Heck yes. Dude, you're an awesome guy, man.
Thank you.
You're very knowledgeable. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me, and keep me posted. Like I said, you got my email address, so you're welcome to email me with any questions you ever have about if it's market related, business related, marketing related, Ty Lopez, books, whatever it is. But you let me know how I can assist in any way, okay?
For sure, I will. Thank you.
Yep, and thanks for being here, man. It's been an absolute joy and pleasure. You rock.
Of course, thanks for having me.
My pleasure, dude. Thank you.
Bye.
Folks, that was the man, the myth, brand new real life trader, 17-year-old Boomer MacKay. Scott MacKay's kid. That was awesome. Man, that fired me up. See, that's why I love reaching out to young adults, to kids. They teach us things. They say words, they say phrases, they say thoughts. It invigorates you. It makes you excited. And it reminds you how amazing it is to be 17. Can you guys imagine being 17 again? Oh, man. Gosh, I was an idiot. 17. Man, well, that was exceptional. Folks from around the world, that was your interview for the week. If you're watching this on the recording, thanks so much for being here. Make sure to check out this Grandma Gamer video. It's really wonderful. As far as day trades go, we can just look through this really quick. It looks like most of the market had a little bit of a pop. Signet, I'm going to move my stop on SIG. Give me 1 second. I'm going to move that down to 39.19, so that'll be a good trade. So Signet, I'm going to lower that, and the rest, yeah, we're kind of popping out there. So right on. Okay, folks from around the world, thanks so much for tuning in. Alex, he says, thanks for the interview, Ty. I mean, Jeremy. You're welcome. Folks, you're amazing. Thanks for helping me enrich lives. Thanks for enriching lives with me. We are adding incredible value every single day. That's why the real life traders from all around the world are getting more money. They're getting more capital. They're happier. They're smiling bigger than ever before. They're creating companies they've never created. They're paying off debts. They're living incredible, exceptional lives. And that, my friends, is what this journey is all about. So I will see you later. And until next time, love life, live life, and trade it. Bye.